Every year, millions of students walk across a stage, shake a hand, hold up a degree, and step into a world that has no place for them. Not because they didn't work hard, not because they didn't study, but because something deeper is broken. Somewhere between the classroom and the workplace, a promise got lost. The promise that if you study, if you graduate, if you do everything right, you'll be fine. So what happened? Why are so many educated, capable, hardworking graduates still sitting at home, refreshing job portals, sending out resume after resume, and hearing nothing back? Today, we're going to break this down, honestly, and without sugarcoating it. This isn't a small, isolated issue. In many countries, youth unemployment rates are 2 to 3 times higher than overall unemployment, and a huge portion of that group isn't uneducated. They're graduates, people with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, even specialized certifications. The irony is brutal. The more people who get degrees, the harder it sometimes becomes for any single graduate to stand out. And in fast-growing economies with young populations, the number of graduates entering the job market every year is increasing far faster than the number of new, quality jobs. So we have a mismatch, not of effort, but of scale. Here's the first major issue. Many degree programs teach theory, but the job market wants applied skills. A student can graduate with excellent grades in a subject, but never have touched the software, tools, or real-world problems that employers actually need solved. Universities, especially in developing economies, often update their curriculum slowly, sometimes a decade behind industry trends. Meanwhile, employers are looking for candidates who can start contributing on day one. They want someone who already knows the tools, not someone who needs 6 months of training. This gap between what was taught and what is needed is one of the single biggest drivers of graduate unemployment. The second issue is something economists call degree inflation. Decades ago, a bachelor's degree alone could get you a respectable job. Today, that same degree might not even get you an interview, because now everyone has one. When a qualification becomes common, it stops being a differentiator. So what happens? Employers raise the bar. They ask for a master's degree for jobs that used to require a bachelor's. They ask for 2 to 3 years of experience for entry-level roles. It creates an impossible loop. You need experience to get a job, but you need a job to get experience. This isn't a personal failure, it's a structural shift in how credentials are valued. The third reason is the disconnect between universities and industries. In many countries, there's very little collaboration between academic institutions and the companies that will eventually hire their graduates. No structured internship pipelines, no feedback loop where industries tell universities, here's what we actually need. No mentorship programs connecting students with working professionals early on. Compare that to education systems where internships are mandatory, where companies co-design parts of the curriculum, where students graduate with real project experience, not just textbooks. Those graduates enter the job market already halfway prepared. Everyone else is starting from zero. Fourth, and this is the one people talk about least, the economy simply isn't creating enough quality jobs to match the number of graduates. Population growth, especially in younger economies, is outpacing job creation. Many of the jobs that do exist are informal, underpaid, or don't require a degree at all, leaving graduates either overqualified and underpaid or unemployed while they hold out for something that matches their qualifications. This isn't about graduates lacking ambition. It's about the math simply not adding up. There are more job seekers than there are jobs worth seeking. We need to talk about what this actually does to a person. Imagine studying for 16, 17 years, sacrificing, working late nights, taking exams, believing that education is your ticket to a better life. And then after all that, you send out 100 applications and hear nothing back. Or worse, you get rejected again and again. The emotional weight of that is enormous. Feelings of shame, of failure, of being left behind while friends post promotions and new jobs online. Many graduates internalize this as a personal failure. Something is wrong with me, when in reality, they're facing a systemic issue much bigger than themselves. If you're going through this right now, it is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of a system that hasn't caught up with the number of people it's producing. So what actually helps? For students and graduates, build applied skills alongside your degree. Certifications, real projects, internships, freelance work, anything that gives you proof of capability, not just a transcript. Networking matters more than most people admit. A huge number of jobs are found through connections, not cold applications. And be open to non-traditional paths. Some of the most successful people build their own opportunities instead of waiting for a perfect job listing. For institutions and policymakers, curriculum needs to be updated faster and closer to industry needs. Mandatory internship structures make a measurable difference, and economies need active strategies to create the kinds of jobs that match the graduates they're producing. Not just more universities, but more meaningful employment. This is a two-sided fix: individual adaptation and structural change. Neither one alone is enough. Graduate unemployment isn't a story about lazy young people or failed dreams. It's a story about systems that grew faster than the economies meant to support them. If you're a graduate struggling right now, you are not alone, and you are not failing. You're navigating something much bigger than yourself. If this video gave you some clarity, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And let us know in the comments, what's your experience been like? Let's talk, and let's push for real solutions together.